It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome everyone to another Sam Lesante Show. We're talking about health care, and there's only one place to go, that's Lehigh Valley Health Network. Their slogan, your health deserves a partner, and believe me, that's what they are here today to tell you a lot of great things that are happening. I mentioned on the last show we did about the fact that Lehigh Valley Health Network, one of the few health organizations that really come out and invest in you, the community. This is an opportunity. Our show has been on for many, many years, but it's amazing to me how many lives we've affected health-wise. I've told you the story about the person who came up to my wife and I, and she came over and says, "Mr. Lesante, thanks for having the show with the hospital. We listened to one of your shows and we went to the doctor, and the doctor says, thank God you came, or else it would have been worse than what we're seeing now." So that's one of the things that Lehigh Valley Health Network does for you in the area. Today, interesting, we're going to learn a lot more what's happening with the EMS program, EMT program. We have Dennis Ganc, who is the Director of Pre-Hospital Emergency Medical Systems for the Lehigh Valley Health Network. We have Michael Pribila, who is Operations Supervisor, Hazleton Division, Lehigh Valley Health Network, EMS, and Wally Boyle, no stranger here, who is the EMT Paramedic Coordinator. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Sam.
And I meant what I said, you know, Dennis, it's, you've been on with programs many times. Some people, you know, there's an old expression, you know, they say, well, give me heat and I'll give you wood. Doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know, what Lehigh Valley does, the health network does, that I've seen throughout the years, they put the wood in and then they get the heat. So Dennis, people who know you, but
right.
Some people don't know you, okay? Maybe they should know you, I'm not sure.
You never know.
Dennis and I go back a long time, my friends. Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, Sam, thank you. Dennis Ganc, I'm the Director of Pre-Hospital Emergency Medical Services for Lehigh Valley Health Network. I've been with the organization for 16 years. I've been in EMS for over 20 years now, working, you know, in our community and just kind of helping out and doing volunteering in the fire service as well. You've seen me here with wild boar hunting in the past, and you know, so we do a lot, and you know, I enjoy working with the community, working with the team that we have here, and we've got a lot of great services that we offer with Lehigh Valley Health Network as well as our EMS program. You
know, that's the interesting thing, you know, that, you know, there's so many divisions that in Lehigh Valley Health Network, that every division is so important, so that we have a chance to explain what you're doing, okay? You've been no stranger to the EMS program, you know. What made you get into it?
You know, My education drew me into a health career. I started off in the health and wellness fitness industry, and you know, I worked for the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance at the time. And being involved in health and fitness, I just felt that I see a lot of the opportunities to enhance what I can do and how I can help my community. So becoming an EMT was something that I pursued on my own. I had no background in it. My family didn't have a background, so I got into EMS because of my health career, and it evolved me into where I am at today as an opportunity to make a full career and health career out of it.
It's very rewarding, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
We can get back to you so you can tell us what these programs are all about. Michael Pribila, I said that right?
Pribila? Yep.
Pribila, I said it right the first time.
You said it right the first time.
Before I said, when I get
gave
on
you credit.
I'll probably mess it up. Well, you're Operations Supervisor, Hazleton Division. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what your program is about.
Yeah, so Mike Pribila, Operations Supervisor for our Hazleton Division of Lehigh Valley Health Network EMS. I just came back to Lehigh Valley Health Network in February of this year.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm happy to be back. It was pretty exciting to come back. I was originally with Lehigh Valley Health Network in 2016 on the medevac program as a flight paramedic. So I've been involved in EMS for coming up on 18 years now, paramedic for 12 years, and most recently came from down in the Penn State Health area, doing education, quality, and safety coordination. So I'm excited to be a part of this team.
Wally, how are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
As everyone knows, I'm Wally Boyle. I've been around EMS for the last 38 years. I'm a medic now for the last 21 years and the paramedic coordinator, and have been spearheading a lot of the improvements and whatnot in the Lehigh Valley Health Network. I'm now 25 years with the network, so
Tells you something, doesn't it?
that's a good milestone.
Yeah. Get in specifically so the the viewers understand. Tell me about your division and what you do, and so they understand what it is.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people know us from the many years being in the community. Our ambulance service has been around for over 30 years. We've changed names over the last several years. We're now Lehigh Valley Health Network EMS. We're proud to be part of Lehigh Valley Health Network. We have two divisions now. We have our Hazleton division here, and we have our West End division, which is out in the Pocono area, Saylorsburg and Effort. Here in Hazleton, we continue to provide the same services we've always provided with emergency needs. When you dial 911 in the city of Hazleton, Hazel Township, Beaver Meadows, and surrounding communities, you're going to see, Medic 11, Lehigh Valley Health Network EMS respond as your primary, ambulance or ALS provider. We provide that need when people are having a bad day. We get there to help them, to take them to the hospital, take them to emergency departments so our colleagues at the network can care for them. We do transports from the hospital to other hospitals where they may need to go for some specialty care. We do discharges and so forth out of the hospital. And we also are involved in community special events. We're heavily involved with our community. We always have been. We're proud to do that, and we continue to do that.
It always fascinates me when a call is made in and how fast you respond. So, there's so many things that happen. You don't know what the emergency is, first of all, whether it's a stroke or a heart attack or someone fell or whatever, okay? How do you put this all together? Because it always is like, how do they know what to do? Or, are they getting the proper care? I'd be like, I'm a wreck the way it is,
right.
Something's happening. How do you calm that person down? I mean, there has to be a whole process here.
Well, I think it's a testament to our providers first and foremost for what they do. When we get that call from our 911 centers, we're fortunate that we get a lot of information from our dispatchers, and that's able to be transferred over to our providers as they're responding. They understand what's needed to be done. They understand the situation from the information that we get, what kind of care is needed, whether it's a cardiac arrest, an MVA with traumatic injury, maybe it's just somebody just not feeling well, stomach virus, whatever the case may be. Obviously, we've been through a pandemic here with COVID, so we know what we have to do when we take care of patients that are sick with that. So when they arrive on scene and someone is upset, family member distraught, I think one of the things, one of our core values with the network is compassion, and that is what we share, and that's what our crews are very good at being compassionate and understanding of what's happening in that moment.
So you're fully aware of what you're going to.
Yes.
Okay. So if they're saying, I think he's getting pains in the chest or she's or whatever, do you then contact the emergency department, and are they working with you before you get there, or are they working with you while you're there and coming back? How does that work?
Yeah, both ways actually, Sam. We have the ability to communicate directly with our doctors and our nurses in the emergency department if we need some medical information or medical recommendation as far as permission to administer certain meds. We have the ability with our cardiac monitors to send a 12-lead EKG right to the doctors so they can see what we're seeing. We call trauma alerts, MI alerts, stroke alerts. So as we're en route to the hospital, that team, depending upon the situation that's happening with that person, is ready at the doors waiting for us to come through and getting that immediate care right away.
So Dennis, just like if it's a member of your family and something is drastic, and someone's coming to your home, certainly you want to make sure, are these people qualified to do what they're doing, or is it just someone they just hired off the streets and they're just going to, so what about the quality of people that you have going to these places? Are they trained,
Yeah, absolutely. We take education and continuing education very seriously with LVHN EMS. One of the things with part of our division, is we're doing monthly education, sometimes bi-monthly, for our providers to obviously continue to enhance what they're able to do. If there's new protocols and new opportunities with care that we're able to do pre-hospital that come out, we're doing that education so they're ready and they understand how to do that. And we're doing skills reviews annually. Where we'll put real live scenarios to go through just to continue to keep our skills up. So they're very well trained, they have the education, and anything new that comes out that they're able to do, we're presenting that to them.
That's always so critical.
Absolutely.
You want to. You're in a panic the way it is, and now you're saying that, I admire you. I admire anyone who's in what you're doing, because it's so many challenges. You're dealing with the family, you're dealing with whatever, and it's panic, and how do you calm them down? And it's,
Well, we say it all the time. Nobody calls us just to hang out.
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. Well, how can we in the community help, assist?
Yeah, I think one of the things is understanding is, listen, we're never going to say, what you feel is an emergency is not an emergency. If you need us, you dial 911. We're going to come there and take care of you and go from there. But if there's something with our hospitals are very busy, our providers and our EDs are very busy. If it's something where you can take advantage of our LVPG, your primary care physicians, or any of our outpatient services, we encourage you to take advantage of those to seek your care. But if you do need to go to that emergency department, and this is a true emergency that you feel you need to be seen right away, call us. We're going to come. Obviously that's what we're here for, to help you.
Now, paratransit services, what's going on there?
Yeah, so obviously for many, many years our ambulance service has provided paratransit services, wheelchair and non-emergency stretcher, going to doctor's appointments, working with a lot of our local nursing facilities and assisted living facilities, and obviously people from the residents. When COVID hit, we took a little bit of an impact there. We've been working through our model and whatnot, and we're going to be stepping away from that. But
why?
One of the things is the workforce has been a challenge for us, and obviously the volume isn't there. Telehealth has been a big thing since the pandemic hit, where we're seeing a lot more virtual healthcare being done.
That's fabulous.
Which is great.
Yeah.
People, these residents don't have to go out,
Yeah.
and it's saving some transportation costs for the facilities and stuff. So we're stepping away from it, but the opportunities are still going to be there for people to get where they need to.
Teleconferences, people think that, but I used it once. It was fantastic. The doctor has all of your information.
Yeah.
They're fully aware of what's happening, and you're communicating back and forth. It's just amazing how they could do that.
It is. It's amazing.
But I'm sure every time there's a move that's made, it's well calculated.
It is. It is. It's not something that we took lightly. We've been working on this for the last year and a half to understand the need of the community first and foremost. How can we address those needs and continue to serve, but obviously in the best interest of our business model as well. So we'll be transitioning away from that paratransit at the beginning of September, but we'll still be able to afford opportunities for people, and we'll be sharing that soon.
Yeah. You like what you're doing, Dennis?
I do. I love it.
Yeah, I get to. Yeah. I always say, when you have people that are in the health profession, and I thank all of them, because they're overworked and all the different emotions they have to go through in one day. You're happy, you're sad, and it's just amazing, and how you put it all together. You have to have a passion for this. You do. It's nice to be around people, help people, and when we get to follow up with them, Sam, and talk to them after the fact, and see how they're doing, that's the reward right there. Terrific. Folks, I'm tell you, your health deserves a partner. You can't find better people, better qualified people. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Your health deserves a partner, and that's what we're doing today. We're talking to the EMS program in Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, and also their network is second to none. Remember, 24/7, ssptv.com. You can watch all of our shows, as well as the Lehigh Valley Health Network website. Joining me today is Dennis Gans, who's Director of the Pre-Hospital Emergency Medical Services, Michael Pribila, who is the Operations Supervisor, Hazleton Division, and Wally Boyle, who is the EMT Paramedic Coordinator. So let's get to you, Michael. Once again, welcome back. Mike was gone for a while, but he came back. Just thought when you thought things were going good, they pulled you right back. Watch this, Dennis. I'm telling you, you got to watch this guy.
He was the reason why I came back, right?
So tell me about your program, and I understand here from Lisa's notes that there's a shortage here in your division. Okay.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, Sam, for having us on the show. So we appreciate that. So yeah, it's no lie that there is a shortage in EMS, EMTs, paramedics. Unfortunately, healthcare in general is feeling that struggle as well. But our program, there's multiple programs in the area that try to do the same thing we're doing, pool EMTs and paramedics, so it's kind of a struggle. But I think Lehigh Valley Health Network is trying to do some outside of the box thinking to combat that issue. So one of those things that we're trying to do is our EMS Student Program. So our EMS Student Program is a very well thought out program that we're able to bring somebody who has maybe no healthcare background or maybe a minimal healthcare background that they're looking for some kind of change. So it gives them the opportunity to come and get real life experience and work on an ambulance with seasoned providers that will help teach them, and then also pays them to be able to go through the EMT program and ultimately come out with a certification in the end.
Okay, so explain the program to me, and also is there an age limit? Or just tell me what happens if I'm interested. What is the program about?
Yeah, so the program itself, I think Wally can allude better onto what the program itself is, but the EMS Student Program, Dennis, I believe, is 18 years old to be able to work for the network and come into our EMS Student Program. So the basis of it is there could be, say it's a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday type program. They would be paid to go to school, and that would be considered part of their job duties. And then to obtain their hourly or their hours throughout the week, the 40 hours that they're required to work, they would come and they would be a third on our ambulance with our seasoned providers, go out and respond to 911 calls, see it firsthand, and really get real life experience. And I think the ultimate outcome of it is we get a very well-rounded provider that could come and work for us as an EMT.
So that's where Dennis was talking about your training and your
Yes.
programming. Okay, so if I have a full-time job now and I'm interested in exploring that because it's an interesting field, how would I be able to fit in? Because I'm interested. I mean, I know it's a dilemma here, but I'm interested. But I don't know if I want to give up my job. I'd like to see what this is all about. Do I get a feeler here?
Yeah, so I think if somebody came to us with that type of dilemma, my recommendation would be is we would allow them to come and maybe spend a day or two with us, spend a day or two with our team, spend a day or two with our leadership, and see what our program is all about. We do have the opportunity to allow them to ride along for a day, come and do a 12-hour shift, see what it's all about. And I think ultimately we would be able to pull them in our direction, just kind of like Dennis did with me.
So well, he used a strong arm, I understand. You're coming with me, Mike. So you have many opportunities to do whatever you wanted to do in life. And why did you go in this direction, healthcare?
Healthcare was never a thought of mine. I had never had a thought of being in healthcare.
What did you think about doing?
So healthcare itself, it kind of scared me, but coming into it now, like we stated before, it's a passion now. I've attempted a few times to even say maybe it's time to step away from healthcare, but it is a passion. It's something that I enjoy doing and something that I think I'll continue to do.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you're in the profession and you really like it, people say, I would never want to do what you do, but if you do what you're doing, then it's very rewarding. I always ask that question. Some people, which I feel sad for, when they have to go to work. Oh, I hate to go to work, and it's tough. I mean, you have to make a living, but when you get up and say, "Boy, I'm looking forward," and it's even though you're looking at tragedy sometimes, you're there to help. Am I correct in saying that?
It's a different adventure every day. We never deal with the same thing every single day. So I think that's where the passion and the interest in the whole EMS program stays, is because it's something different every day.
How do you maintain your sanity sometimes? How do you maintain your calm? I mean, that's the thing. That's the key. To be able to know and function.
Absolutely. So one thing that I'll say is working for the network is my colleagues, Dennis, Wally, all the people that work underneath me as well. We're more than just colleagues. We're friends as well. It's like a family. And then, stepping away and keeping your family time to yourself. One thing Dennis has taught me very well in the couple months that I've been back is if you're taking vacation time, you're away from it. Don't worry about the work. The work will be there when you come back. You know, I haven't gotten any disciplinary action from Dennis, but one thing he's yelled at me about is taking my work home with me sometimes. So having
Sammy,
that separation.
don't listen to what they're saying. You know, you're killing me here, Dennis.
Sorry, Sam. Hey, listen, you know.
Yeah, but that's so true. And sometimes when you're so dedicated to something, it's very difficult to do that. I mean, yeah, it's easier for you to say, but you know, but you know, it's good advice. It really is good advice. And it's surprising that Dennis comes up with that. I mean, it's amazing.
I have a good one every now and then.
I know,
Sam,
once
you
in a while Dennis should come out. So you really, you enjoy what you're doing. So you're looking for people to participate. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're not sure about it, my answer to you would be is come and stop by and visit us. You know, or if you again, we have our Monroe County division. So if you live out of the Hazleton area, we have opportunities everywhere. We also have our medevac colleagues that could help us out. So please come and visit us, see what it's all about.
Well, I wish you the best. I hope you get some people. Okay, it's certainly very rewarding. You thought I forgot about you, Wally, huh?
No, I know you didn't forget
you're
about
coming
me.
up. You're coming up.
I'm coming up, all right.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Your health deserves a partner, and you have a great partner, Lehigh Valley Health Network. We're talking today about the EMS and EMT units. Wally Boyle. Wally was a paramedic coordinator. Wally, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, Sammy.
So, Wally, you've been around for what, 25 years? You said?
I've been with the network for 25 years. I've been doing EMS for 38 years.
So why?
Just like the guys talked before, for the passion. When I was young, you know, it was one of these things. I always was intrigued by the fire department and the ambulances. And at one point there was an accident a couple blocks from my house, a motorcycle accident. And I begged my parents to take me over. I just wanted to see what was going on. It was in the neighborhood. And I just was drawn in from there and started originally was going to be a volunteer. I wanted to give back to the community. I had that community pride. And I wanted to do something for our community. I never intended it to be a profession. And it just kind of grew that way. I actually got hired in a restaurant parking lot by one of the paid services at the time in the area. And I have just pretty much grown in the system throughout the years and established myself as I have.
So that's how you started, because you were inquisitive and you wanted to, yeah. Okay, so as Mike's talking about trying to attract people into the area, what would be, your recommendation as to why they should go into a field like you're in?
It's rewarding when you go out there and make a difference in somebody's life. Over these years, there's people that I'll see on the street, and they'll come up and say, "Thank you for coming to help me in my time of need. You really,
Yes.
made the difference."
Yeah.
We've had some people that have other people in the emergency services that we've gone to their house, and they've come back and said, you see, they call your name and they know that they feel comfortable that you're there to take care of them. So that means a lot. But having that community pride, whether you do it, as we do as a profession, or if you do it just to give back to your community, and that's what our area needs. Not only the people that can do it as a profession and want to do it every day, but the people that want to give back to their communities. We work hand in hand with the people who volunteer and those of us that do it for a profession.
That's the key. One of the keys is when, as I mentioned before, this person who came up to my wife and I, and they said, thank you for, the show. I mean, thanks to Lehigh, this is a sponsored show, and they're investing in the community. But they, you saved my husband's life. And I'm sure you guys hear that all the time. I mean, it's very rewarding. The work itself, tell me about, your work day, and, so I may be interested in it, I may not be interested in it. So, what are some of the things that sell me on why I should become involved in the EMT work?
There's a feeling of accomplishment when you know that there's people out there that you've enriched their lives, that you've helped them through their worst time of day. It takes that special person. I'm not doing this for 38 years because it was just a whim. It's something that I've grown into, and it's something that I like to see. My daughter has followed in my footsteps. she's actually become the first AMT in the area. Because for the same thing, when she was 7 years old, we stopped at a car accident. And it was a fatality, and she helped take care of the driver of the car. It was, a completely blind accident, and at 7 years old, she had that compassion. And, people have that in there, and the only way that they're going to see it, is come out and experience it. Like Mike said, come down, ride with us, see what we do, see the reward that you get out of helping your community. I mean, as a profession, it's been great for me for, these last many years. But even on a civic side, we need those kind of people, and that's why we're running the EMT program, and doing that. So not only can we feed what our needs are as a profession, but help the community as well.
What a great testimonial that your daughter was into it. What's her first name?
Carly.
Carly. I think I met your daughter, and I've seen her in action. She does a great job. Yeah, when you said your daughter, I said, I'm thinking, I remember,
She's a chip off the old block.
Is she? Yeah. No, it's a great testimony where, your sibling says, maybe I see what Dad does, and it's rewarding, etc. And it is rewarding, So there's a whole concept here in the training program for the EMTs in EMS, and sometimes it's interesting to know all of the workings behind the scene, because all we see is you going to the situation and back. Experiences that you've had, there's been so many changes, particularly in your case, where you've been in this over 30 years, you said, right? Yep. So you see the different advances in medical care over the years. Have you seen that? I mean...
there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, part of my problem with being in 38 years, I've got the bad backs, the bad knees. Now we have electric stretchers that help us lift patients. We have chairs to help us take people down steps that take away a lot of the wear and tear. So there is a lot of advancements in it. One of the things I'm trying to be a part of with the EMT program is training the people to replace me. I'm not going to be here forever. I mean, it's for the 38 years, I probably feel like I'm 72 some days because of the amount of wear and tear. So that's why the EMT program and continuing the EMT program here in Hazleton is so important, because someday somebody has to replace me.
Well, I'm hoping that when they see how the enthusiasm and the passion you have, I'm hoping you do that. It was great talking to you, Wally and Mike and Dennis. I wish you the best, and I can't thank you enough for what you do for the community and help. And here again, it's a part of the Lehigh Valley Health Network and what they contribute back to the community. A lot of people say that, health agencies say that. I've been around for a little bit, and it's only sometimes talk, but Lehigh Valley does the action, and hiring people like you, it's very nice. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Sam.
Remember, folks, you can go to their website, Lehigh Valley healthnetwork.org/EMS to learn more about what's going on. We hope you learned something, and we need you. We need you. We'll see you next time.